Bernice Higgins was 84, and her reputation in the small town of Oak Haven was as wide and varied as the crater on the moon. She wasn't just a grandmother, she was a legend that had been passed around like a burlap sack at a county fair. She had been the town's premier entertainer back in the swinging 70s and 80s. Her talent was so legendary that the local high school football team used to call her the Gridiron Goddess because she could handle a touchdown better than the quarterback. But today Bernice was tired. She sat in her floral armchair, legs elevated with a pillow, staring at her reflection in the hallway mirror. She poked at her chin. "All right, you old sow," she muttered to her reflection. "You've rode the Greyhound bus of sex. You've been had by the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. Your coochie has earned its gold medal. It's time to hang up the garter belt and let it rest." She made her declaration official. She was retiring from the game. She was going to lay her tired old pussy down and enjoy her oatmeal in peace. That was the plan. The plan was interrupted by a knock at the door. It was Tyler, a 22-year-old college kid who worked as a part-time gardener for the neighborhood. He was shirtless, sweating, and looked like he'd just finished a shift at a gym. He was holding a trimmer, looking nervous. "Mrs. Higgins," he asked, "I'm here to trim the hedges." Bernice looked him up and down. She let her eyes linger on his biceps and then drifted lower. "Trim the hedges, Tyler? I think I need something trimmed more urgently." Tyler blushed, his face turning a shade of red that rivaled a stop sign. Yeah, I can do that." "Come in, child," Bernice said, her voice raspy and thick with a life of smoking menthols and screaming during climax. "Don't stand there with your tongue hanging out like a dog waiting for a treat. Sit." Tyler hesitated, then sat on the edge of the chair. Bernice leaned forward, the scent of her cheap perfume and lavender lotion wafting toward him. "You look like you've got a lot of energy, Tyler. I like that. It reminds me of my prime. Back then, I didn't just have energy. I had stamina that would make a jackrabbit look like an invalid. I could go for hours. I could satisfy 3 men and still have the energy to bake a casserole." Tyler laughed nervously. "Wow, ma'am, that's impressive." "Is it?" Bernice smiled, revealing a gold tooth that twinkled in the sunlight. "I decided today that I was too old for this. I have a tired old pussy, and I intend to let it sleep. But you." She reached out and grabbed his hand. Her skin was papery and dry, but her grip was surprisingly strong. "You look like you could keep it awake." Tyler's eyes went wide. I don't know what you mean, ma'am." "Oh, stop playing dumb," Bernice said, her voice dropping an octave. "You know exactly what I mean. I was the best in the business. I invented the term granny, sex. I was the queen of the mattress. I've had men from every walk of life. I've had men who were young enough to be my grandson. But you," she squeezed his hand harder, "you have something new. You have that youthful eagerness, that desperate need to prove yourself." Tyler shifted in his seat, his eyes darting from her face to her chest. I guess I do." "Well, prove yourself to me," Bernice commanded. "I've decided to lay my tired old pussy down, but I'm not saying I can't have a little fun first." I want to see if I still got it. I want to see if this old machinery can still hum. So, come here and give me a reason not to send you back out to the hedges. Tyler didn't need to be told twice. He leaned in, his face inches from hers. Bernice laughed a deep, throaty chuckle. You're adorable. You're going to make a mess of me, Tyler, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to show you what a woman with 84 years of experience can do with a young buck like you. Now, close the door and let's see if you can handle the Bernice Higgins special.